Hey everybody, today I want to talk a little bit about using the right lingo, the right language, the right wording when targeting your customers in your marketing, whether it be email, social media, regardless. Now, in some fields, there's certain lingo and words that are used, and not if you're marketing to a general audience. They're just going to go right over their head. So the first part is, define your audience, and you might have different marketing campaigns, kind of saying the same thing, but even with different wording. As an example, if you're targeting a very specific group of, let's use a specific example that brought this to mind this morning, of bodybuilders, real fitness enthusiasts. So one of the words that they're using as far as for nutrition is eating clean, right? So you send out a marketing material that says clean food and clean drinks, or whatever the case may be. And if you're in that field and all that, you're probably going to know what clean means, meaning like low fat, low salt, low sugar. I mean, frankly, I really don't know. I'd have to, look it up myself, frankly. But it's pretty generalized. But if you're in that field and you know what that means, fantastic. But if you're not, it's going to go right over your head. First of all, you're going to say clean. What does it mean? Everything is sanitized and things like that. I would hope. In this case, it's food. So, I would hope that that's sanitized. As a matter of fact, if they're saying that it's clean, I'd probably be a little bit concerned, because isn't that like a given if you're selling a food, a consumable item? So be careful with how you market your wording. So in that field there, I mean, for the general audience, I would just say whatever isn't specific. If it's low fat, then say low fat. If it's low salt, low salt, low sugar. Not only that, but clean is pretty broad. And if you're targeting let's say whatever this meal or product is, if it's a low fat, it's just easier to just say low fat, low calorie. I mean, that's just simple. If you look at products out there, that's what they have on the label. There's not going to be a product. I haven't seen a product that says, clean on the label. They're going to say low fat, low sugar, low this, low that. And some of those are going to appeal to one person, and they're not going to appeal, to another. So let's say that same meal, has 30 grams of protein, which, for somebody building muscle and all that, that might appeal to them, right? So to that bodybuilder, that same email, or to a bodybuilder, that same email might say, quality protein, or 30 grams of protein, or 25 grams of protein, or whatever the case may be, because that's going to be his trigger. He's going to look at clean and be like, dude, I'm bulking up. I don't want no clean food, man. I need some protein, as an example. And then the guy with high blood pressure, if he sees low salt, low sodium, click, that's like a trigger word for him to take a look at. The guy with the the diabetic is going to look at low sugar, no sugar, things like that. So remember, when we get when we're in our field and we have expertise, we use this terminology left and right, but sometimes it goes over people's heads. Now, if exactly, if you're face to face with a customer, a client that is it's got the expertise level of yourself, you're going to use that lingo. And of course, this really applies a little bit even more to other technical things. As an example, another example would be in the cryptocurrency field. There's all these kind of words, HODL and Moon and Lambo, and they mean different things. But if I had a conversation with a regular person and asked them, when Lambo, when Moon, they're going to be, what are you talking about? So I can't say that, to someone. I would say, well, when is this, item going to take off? When is this going to really start growing, etc. So, long little rant here. Just keep it simple. Think of your audience. Are they, experts? And then you want to use the lingo. There's certain times where using that kind of terminology, not that one in specific, it's probably not the best example, but when you use specific terminology, it shows your level of expertise and knowledge in the field. So expert to expert, you want to use all that, so you say, okay, hey, this guy knows what he's talking about. But when you're going out to, somebody a little bit more general, speak their language. That's actually the bottom line here. Speak your target's language, not your own language. Speak to their language. So hope that helps.